Hello. It was your for Memo Aquaba. Edamo Obias, Yamisha Munyanso, Ewanigia, Modeta SOSH. And then the Yasesh Mubio, Yabeka fa sustainable coconut farming practices, tips and more, do's and don'ts, how to manage it, how to create eco-friendly coconut farming, village, community, and so on. Adentra. Bibi, yenua baako bi called coconut farming mu. Now, coconut farming, unfortunately, ako face challenges bi a and then Mr. Pamford say yentena se na yenkasa fa saa challenges na yenua no ekohia ya no. Se de be ya ye be ya aware ye na ye pese coconut farming mu adensisi no. Na yenkohia saa challenging because just imagine say akohia at this coconut challenges after 5 years here was say usika yapa and this mo hwe program na flyer na me ba out na wo hwe picture no me na baako kube be 4 bi na wo so ana baako so kube na so bebrebe saa picture na kube kitua bi na wo so no ho ye yenua no de no ana programs no ye de ewo na ene de me pese me twi ya adwene eko ansa ne be hia ase tititi no pese me twi ya adwene ko baabi enti me sero say before say ye twen Mr. Pamford na ene Mr. Fashion so now also ready no me sero say munya me mwa na mo me share nko all the social handles ni nyira me pamocho munya me mwa me damase ni share nko all the social handles be bia mo me share nko na ye ma nko formative because ye nua na asem ne to no could you believe a car wabo nanka sabre anka kube na hyase so no ko expect senka kube ne be dey ebe man yi because say kube boy den but a son eniema kakra bi a na ese information bi na ni ho ni ntino anase one nya we ni ntino ama wakohia san enkonhia yi farm na feina oni Mr. Pamford di nkomo se ne be ya ne farm no betima sa recover sa challenge no enunti ena ye pese na ye trust ni sua sa de we no na wo so otima avoid then me twe wa adwene akọ eco friendly na ye betima use coconut farming practices na enya no on se ukompo ano a ade baako a emampo ano enantie ede na ye ni gie pa we titiri ye kromu ne Caribbean no Caribbean areas no nkube ne sisi epoano no wo de wo a wakọ mpoano da no hwese ba bi nkube ne wo no environment ne ye different ena ba bi nkube ne no environment no so see different adinti na pese me use kube because wo de kube a wo nua just kube nko wo de eniema bebrebe because kube ya de bi a na ya adwere ma so sese won faso bebrebe wo hwe ba bia ya na yetra gi egbo enum nsa drinks ne dade na omo bo saa apabi saa no ne di kube ayi na gugu so ete se de aba abe eye ayi ne pepepe enano Mr. Samens Mr. Samuel Hostel ayi oni ne ebedi nkomo no o ka chen se ni hotel kura no odi kube nua ene ye dey abo ni hotel ne so odi kube nua ene odi ye fertilizer nyina odi kube ayi no ne hono no odi ye fertilizer nyina enti se ye ka sustainable coconut farming practices ene eco friendly se nyame adoma da achi bi no kube na ye bedua ne no anase kube na ye di nka edua dadaada no ebe ten ye community amna be ye kra behwe ise ye community ne ebe ye kra behwe se ye wu so hwenko ye na ye su wu so fa so no how na ye betimi add value no what to it na nyame adomo chinyampa me post bibi wo SOS Facebook page no any YouTube page no post no and a WhatsApp community kwa o de me fan to WhatsApp community me de beto Facebook page any YouTube page no so na mo hwe picture bi enu ntia me pese because Chroma crana omunisa environment na ye on Ghana no. Omu etokube esisi omu fie for eyi nefe. Na ye wasase. Na ye wasase pa. Kanen na ni edua kube se yedua kube just se yedua ne keke. Ene no yedua kube ni de asesa ye community. Ye create eco-friendly ewo ye mine mu. Mamu ma ye nua kube no enka se yedua se nyame adoma daachi bi betime atibia no. Yeah bi. Ene kube ho ayede papa. Imagine say wo 1 acre of kube na wahwe so yiye. Ene kube ejina ba bia wo ebi ye 6 Ghana, 7 Ghana. Enti se uwo kube enua be 100 ya. Na every month bia no ema 1 sack of 20 ya. But your calculation. Wabone ho rewie nso no utimi de fertilizer. Same ati asese kube kura na enyine kosoro a yetimi dua koko wase. He. Wa on shares mini same video no. Kone ko hwe interview no. Heavy pa. Odi tu koko ay kube. Ana odi abeye de waye nyina. Enti se no first time na de be share so asia. Ipacho subscribe my CCA. Ye to and suffering penny for subscribe my CCA. Ne like video no. Share my fufro. What you have, no, appreciate it. And at the own no. Focus on the old one. Na the old one ever boa mwaka kunya the uni, no. Inya the old one and talk as a correction the uni nature quite. Mr. Ferris mpacho me mwakwa.
Mr. Charles, may also upon design.
Open in Yamiadum book on about also.
Yamiado mo bia hoye.
Yeah, then Yamiase. Senior, and sustainable coconut farming practices, tips, and more, do's and don'ts. Yahu Oniano, how one yamani or fair moon. Mamma kofa ni video nemra ye no. Moso o kasaka kranam kofa ni video ne yem fanshasi. Ne bi monte konti a ye shemu as. Medase.
Yo, medase na mede tie fu so ase. Se de bia wotie na nchechre ne koso se na be ya yebi animde afa ekuadwuma ya afa ato ye ho so se ye pese ye. Na inde ye kasafa coconut ho. Recently coconut are very popular. A lot of people are going into coconut production. Intino ehun be hia say yebenya ehun nimdi kakra say na be ya say your interest be say yebe wura coconut production one at least we have an idea. So we share the climatic condition in Ghana. I think say most of the regions in the country is very, very favorable for coconut production. So intino baby will be you can grow coconut. The only thing is coconut and casano impair waterlogged condition. Intino the soil will be used for your production, or you want to make sure it's a little bit loamy, well drained soil. So any waterlogged area. Now the pH will be making sure the pH is between 5 to 8. So 5 to 8 pH range. And no beboa ma akoso fine. So say yeba or friend and varieties are yenim say there were different types of varieties. The tall cultivars and then the dwarf cultivation. So now the tall ones, lifespan can range between 60 years and it can even go up to 100 years. So, and they can grow even up to about 15 to 18 meters tall. And we are tall ones, and normally, it takes about 5 to 7 years before it start bearing. So you'll be when it's a tall one, then also will consider these factors. Now the dwarf ones, varieties, and it's a little bit shorter. So they grow about 5 to 7 meters. And by almost lifespan a low kakra, and it's about 40 years. So it can be bearing for about 40 years before maybe it loses its productivity. This one, it will take about 3 to 4 years. And sana, what shall say, say, fruit then, ebaso, and I say, obeshase, ate, fruit, So, Internet say share or friend the coconut production. I say now we need any idea as to how to get into it. Where do you get the seeds from? Where do you start planting? Those kind of things, Recently, there are a lot of places where Ghana or more at home or friend seedlings, So who say coconut yadibia ni seed, it is very hard. So share the say ni seed nankasa no 3 part. So you want the soft part, endocap, na you want the mesocap, na you want the exocap. So ma a friend uh ni germination no dinkakra because of the hard covering. You have to break the dormancy first before ansana what drink say what figure out say befifi. So what shall those time I know my menom Gary your Gary abontin I don't know. So normally no one say the coconut seed akoto Gary nechi. Nti edahwa for so many man the boom say and rankasa asha see afifi. The reason why they do that and they say they know say seed dim. Nti no mo de to Gary nechi what na or friend isuno egusu is softening the seed coat ntubo hu say ayembre kakra the feed the embryo na say the eba out but one person will go through that struggle there. We have a lot of nursery around Sisiano. They are selling both the tall ones and the dwarf ones. Just if you are interested, you bet to me amount area friend and some of the suppliers and send you obeying or more contact na what they need. Who say eba space na no say na o can say wobɛtumi adua koko koraa wase sɛ ɛnyɛ du baabi a so sɛ space is about 7.5 meters by 7.5 meters and I say 8 by 8 meters depending upon the type of coconut wodua either say the tall one and I say the dwarf ones so moreover no so also enter into coconut production one area. Why are you getting into coconut production? You have to know the reason why you are entering into coconut production because coconut nangasano every part of it is very useful. Are you getting into it just for the fruit itself? Say coconut no yeah what the edible part fleshy part with me edi na isu nankasa koraa no ɛno so wotumi ɛde ayɛ drink so na coconut na so wotumi de ayɛ oil wotumi de ayɛ flour wotumi de ayɛ so many things so wotumi de ayɛ coconut milk koraa so na sɛ na wo kan na bi muso yusu ɛde yɛ core so the fiber no from the husk no to me use the mat the brushes the normal bebree ebi mu kura use the trunk so as a timber for carpentry work ebi mu kura use for that na leaves ni kura no se wahwa one na coconut plantation abon say leaves ni bi atete agu fam ubetumi use leaves for what they call it for weaving basket brooms and using it for the roofing. So I'm saying now can say obi use for roofing. To what me use me now for that. And moreover, no so share the hard covering now to me use as fuel. So to me use as fuel. Recently, I think people are using it as pavement. So as pavement. There are a lot of uses about coconut production. You just have to find out what you really want to do. After your selection, you have to think about your watering. I said, sir, coconut doesn't like watery condition, and I said waterlow condition. Well drained soil is very good. So one land cry. Very muddy and as I water. You want to create a friend ditches and as a trenches be a bit drainy soil no send a issue then engine sana ube invite a lot of diseases. One aspect is a word really sano sano. That is where a problem no because one share na insect na rodent one share ombeji training leg you want to protect it even more how about no just protect it so and also say to me a lot of cover crops so Indiana see na no we do cover crops has to be edible something that you can also benefit from it. I have seen one now. It's a very huge coconut plantation. No dear or friend sunflower. So no. No dear sunflower be brave. So in terms of sunflowers in Boha, ni leaves in so. Into no ayama a cover land in so to prevent weeds from growing. Moreover, no so ube to me enya the benefit of the friend sunflower no for other things. Into no ube no so, and I said, you also think about green manuring. So, ube use cover crops are. Now, my friend say you don't have any use for the cover crops are. What you can do is say, ube plow, so cover crops and ube mixing with the soil periodically just to increase the fertility of the soil and at the same time, no, ube reduce weeds from growing because most of the time, no, to maintain a chance sana a chance say a bear fruit. In one you spend a lot of money trying to maintain it for a longer time. Into yes, so just say grow cover crops every year. Be say annual cover crops are they be never say you don't spend money. You don't spend a lot of money controlling weeds. Last na meka ayoyo ho asem a friend Jude. Jude says, one planter, you can even plant it as a cover crop because it will grow under the coconut, as in so ube the benefit of it, or tiaton at the same time, a control weeds, a conserve moisture, and then also improving the soil structure for your for your coconut production. That is one thing I'll go to me I there are a lot of cover crops who are ube to me are adopted in that instant. So now talk about the coconut husk. So ube to me you see those a lot of greenhouse producers they are using the coconut skull or husk as what as a seed starter. So why? Because it is free from pathogens it is free from diseases, and I say pesticides, what they call it, pest. So into so you so you start your seedlings at a very good start. Do say you have a healthy plant coming up. Now, moreover, no so no say a shot say say leaves ni bi wo ho a na ewo so leaves ni bi wo ho a ubon say ewo nkan kakra ewo nti anase wo ho a na nankasa tiato so nti am fan say wo a lot of say 1 hectare, the tall ones in the ground ubotumi about 177 plant on a hectare. Into my fan say ni na ni leaves ni be etitiato. What you can do ni say ubotumi use leaves as mulch. Into no be use leaves plant ni leaves na nkasa now the gugu coconut plant na say. So as mulch, and we know the benefit of it. At the same time, no conserving moisture, will improve the fertility of the soil, will control weeds. Say, and at the same time, no, will control a lot of things. Normally, no, naturally, in control. So, into that is another thing. Ube to me, I then, ube to me, I. There are some few things you might have to take into consideration. Nyoma obetumi aye, nyoma ontumi aye. Say urban management. One of the good things is to ensure that there is good sanitation in your coconut plantation. So, proper disposal of decaying materials are a fee or friend and planting whoever. Into making sure, say, monitor, you are always monitoring what is going on in your farm. So, na se be dry, na e was say, otia no wate, na ode a morche, say, nye disease, say disease, na be a cause a problem kakra, but any disease, there, ube to me, you so there are a lot of diseases and as a pest affected coconut plant. You have to know that. So one is called the red palm weevil. So the red palm weevil. These weevils, they can attack the plant at a younger stage. Or more intentem. So indeed to avoid this insect from coming, to me a spray and I say a bit more hokrana to me a hand picky say you are interested in what they call herbicide. So and then also to avoid causing injury to the palm, to me use or friend weevil traps. So we have a lot of traps able to me attract weevils but to me the diseases himself say attract it has some pheromones be attract those animal or friend weevils so and then also removal of dry patches, inflorescent parts, and falling nuts. So and burying them in the soil or burning them reduces pest inoculation. So sanitation and no. You want to make sure that you are keeping that in mind. And then we have another one be a friend leaf eating caterpillar. So and also another type of friend insect they are predominantly say a say a forming canopy. That is when you are going to see this insect coming out. Until now, is overcutting what burning the heavily infested areas now. That insect, because you don't want them to spread. It is a some more plant nasia one which if you wako burning. So it reduces its population. So now you white another insect be a friend no Lycophilis, and I say white crab. So these ones no they inhabit in the soil. Now obohu so mu eat the root of the coconut. So sometimes obako na coconut ni si on tiase say air shase air, but utu obohu say sa mboa no ehyehyehye root na say no omo say root no. Into root no so we know the function of it. Into no say root ni says na ubohu say entumi absorb nutrient, entumi absorb water. Into na say plant near there ewu. So and moreover, no, so we want to make sure say you control that insect at the early stage. Omu nyinria omu effect no lesser. But if they are at the lymph stage, now omu very, very destructive. So we have a lot of rodents. I don't know, omu bush ho, omu to me are replant nangasa. No, so if you have that problem, sir, now I say we'll make sure sir what set the traps are a bit to me I capture more. But now no, we have what they call scarecrows are a bucket is a dog, a bucket is a some animals we I don't know a bit to me a scare more away. So bit to me to be now would you see. Then we have another disease I friend root disease, and I say wilt disease. This root disease, no, and also a disease where it can be transmitted by lace back. So when I say insect, this lace back insect. Into so to me controls that insect now, then you don't have any problem with that disease. How will you know, say, you are having that problem? Ubengu say, generally, Ubengu say, you are seeing a lot of yellowing and necrosis of the leaves. Ubengu say leaves, are yellow. So I won't say what that is what the disease is. So, say, one person being that disease, now make sure, say, one no more transmit that disease, you have controlled it. So, near what leaf rot. And root rot disease, it can also affect the root. You say where a disease oh. So when you say root ubetuna leaf friend leaf root na pro. So buna root na pro. How will you see that? The leaf rot symptoms, it appears that there's water soaked reddish brown lesions on the leaves. And our friend the sign who said the plant is affected by that particular disease. There are a lot of them are mean to mean buboni na so but the important ones I don't know maybe boss no so but more importantly say and trying to go on make you really have to know the reason behind why you are entering into coconut because every part of the coconut can be useful. So, if you are looking at multifunctional system there, then you have to make sure that you have all the systems in place with me in the benefit of all that. I talked about our friend using the coconut for oil. The flesh itself can be eaten as food. You use it as milk. You have coconut flour. So the shell itself can be used in so many ways. A chain, cap, a bowl. So fuel, but you may use well so. And then the husk, it can also be used in craft material to design so many things. If you create a rope, so if you should a broom, sending a mechano. The flowers in the crown is medicinal. The flower itself is medicinal. It's no Ubo who said it is not just the fruit who said normally you enter into coconut production, we just think about say yebeton fruit, you know. So it is not only just about the fruit. There are a lot of things that ube to me derive it from the coconut itself. Into me the basic na abedwafo abem say question bo ho a na ye de atwa so. Yeah, that's it.
Yo, Mr. Pest. Nyaminsha, that's it. Busiafo mpancheme. Na said ye nyina ni mu no ene ye pese ye bebetena se na ye bekasa fa problem bi a ye nua bi afesie eno nti ena nyese bi ye kasa fa kube hu but mo de mo hwe kube ye wo yi a otimu se a problem wo ho papa because of say the edro no ka osenka etwa ho ahia but ye nyina hwe se the city na ente saa na me de omo beko another video bi a eno so no me pese mo me ye nyina hwe na ye hu ha wa esitie nti se ye hu se the city na ye betimi ate enema bi ase adekronti a na ye pese ye beka safa ho ne ho nti me stopo image no wo me ba o I think say a piece no sheda nye but what the mo hwe de ha kube any sisi was no nti just imagine say after 5 years from 3 to 5 years now wako yefu biti say na all of a sudden na wako share ni ade say ukoya na so ye obai afena so abedua no foforo bio afena we sa abete eti nwura ne ne eno nti ena yese important say nyina no na Mr. Pamford ne ko share problem no ona abesi na so nti no waba afunu wabedro yebema ye papa akwa aba ne ma na kwa aba wie na ma Mr. Pamford I introduce bibia akasa fa bibia ho a wo se oye na efa se adwumadi na nyina so no yeti enema se medamase obeni mbacho memo akwa aba
Correct. But Apomone.
nyamia do mpacho bako na mpacho monso
Nyamia do. We still know what you for ne. Panel, you know.
Yeah, Joso Benny, Joso. Na ja nano na ye nia ba ko be send me message. Na me kasafa the deputy agriculture minister ni numero ina o ka so woni me say why video bi o ma interview no ba bi eno say da bi me hu da it was 6 years ago 6 years yeah na okasa wo TED Talk so na okasa no say yes agriculture ye hiamfo adwuma but entisa agriculture esikafo adwuma na agriculture wo hwe no wo say e ka wo mpa but sika wo mu so no aburo kan so na ni nyina say one try a sika na emba ana wo try so a ana wo hia some challenges no na oka eka bia ono so no obubu obi ewo baabi na odia I think of 10 case of nkruma yeah I think so 10 case of nkruma na asembeko I was say onyamu 1 acre na 3 acres pe enti ye hwe picture ye infoni ye koso ya na otimu say Mr. Pamford ne bit match chire o de ye Mr. Pamford pacha kwa ba me pacha bako de na won ti apo bako de
ba cha Onyankopon adom ne mo nso
nyamiado ye nyina ye ho ye da ase openi we de one osi ye twe adwene mra de yi so na ye kasa fa ho na ye nyina ye hwe mfoni enti chiam ye ni masem kai osena na wasom a abusuafo aye krado ye twel ekwan bei na ye tie we ye kodofo ye yese die ne yenye die na wo kama fa ho wo sa de esie ye da ase
Japan for all.
I'm set. Zabanford.
Okay. About my main, yeah. So, question now, you know, the two those is sustainable coconut farming practices, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I remember only one Mr. Friend said, "You obey coconut
Somewhere.
anymore."
Somewhere Summers.
Um, yeah, Australia said, "Okay, India when you were coconut farming anymore." No, Australia said, "And so now best set it up no." Also, even Orlando, no, can obey or spend. You know, you have to spend money, not over, no better. The type of seedling, the person with the coconut, no, the tea our plant, say for raw consumption, and I say we'll be using this, you know. So, my observation is first, no, they call into farming, we just jump into it because obiasi and I said before I be. But they say the who sent this, it also unya the wadi a person okoye. So, what I will tell people is so I did about you say it was so we are nyabutre na nimdeɛ wɔ ho ansa na wastate. You know, because obetumi the picture say any video say abɛkyerɛ but wɔn ahyɛ ne sɛn ɛdeɛ na wonim fa ho distance sɛn na ɛwɔ between okube no practices bɛn na wo practice yɛ ma saa nneɛma wɔ nyinaa baa yɛ eti sometimes no yɛka sɛ yɛgyina nkran ne mu ɛntete nkran ne ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a adeɛ no aba no na megyina so aka say but pɛ sɛ obi a wohwɛ video yi sɛ moving forward no before we embark on any project no, when it comes to the agri sector now, any businesses bibi a person will be no and also we told once no name the answer was started. So the and no at least every man will avoid a lot of because I think that the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Including knowledge about the thing, but people say a business still have an also could be who knew the ins and outs. No one here, no boka. Now, I feel now, time I won't take care of make correcting mistakes this nana, among no. Maybe I am very expensive to you. We have the experts now who still the new one. To correct some of these mistakes. But sometimes, how can I say, what about planting all the 2, 3 years, 4 years, a lot of investment at home, a good time I was a year there, I'm paying about better corrections. It's far too gone. What Bocado do? If you can idea, who's see an maybe beginning now, if you can avoid this, and I think that right now, moving forward, things shouldn't be just based on profits. We should be based on things that idea that will come and so person will get it. You know, it's all quite puna. Put the key. A friend say, if you are quite for 10 days, now to keep 8 days, the chaplain or 9 for now. Quite puna be easy amount within 2 days. Then we could now so can we pima. Let be ujina. If you are embark on any project piano, we have to sharpen our skills. That means focusing here preserving the account preserve the environment. Improve yield now. At the end of our improve the yield. So the more. And at the same time, supporting you, the farmers, for livelihood. It's product, start to say you see, first of all, we want to be and preserve the environment. Where to improve the yield because I didn't know you're requiring to be more food to be and the livelihood will be now being free as a support. That means I didn't have any boka. So we have to learn the practices now yet so I you know I would say I had the authoritative platform pay. There are so many things that we make before I go into part of episode. You know, we have a lot of Mr. Felix. Mr. Felix, they all can a corrective problem. But maybe every person who say don't even give a chance a problem they start it. See, I know answer no what's for you to as I know see no will be at the end of our so ko yen prepo ko yen koko ko yen nti ko do bro bia of farming in biano. We have to gain knowledge first before we embark on the project. Mr. Pamford Bow bet me. So I have a few points. Agroforestry. Man about to say last now I say intercropping coconut with other and you can say you know who testify say we be ma when soil conservation. I know say we talk about soil conservation we have said several times. Effective water management or how often have a dog the type of or so many things. So you coconut pay. So you go into so many things we will say Mr. about waste utilization, any waste management, any pest control, so you have to learn a lot about your product before you get into the field. Now my name I easy amount. So Mr. Pamford about betting me at us now. Any be a questions will be answered. So you bet me I support it. You say the
Yeah, well, that's it. No, Mr. Pamford so problem on the network,
okay.
Yede la no ebetum na se obi a wabia na wa shape on the ase no.
Okay.
Also a little experience kakra obeso share na because we particular no me pese Mr. Pamford do na be kasa fa ho na yetiminya ade a so was me who the first time who video na eyemareho was kube no baba be through this level no we a hybrid 100% hybrid enye dwarfs na wa hwese wadnya hybrid pa na we at least 4 to 5 years some experience kakra ho na betwe na after 5 years na so the 4 to 5 years kwara say we ka 3 years kwara na kube hwe di dudu aso ama we di etimi su ye no na di aka no so abeyese idi a wimpo abeyese a na say utimi say
na me ka say Mr. Ibaye no friend is
Samuel
Mr. Samuel Ibaye no steps I do go through. Any nema the knowledge I will slide about him. Never process or do go through. Now, how many people in the Benya in-depth knowledge of a catcher say, maybe show assassin baby I was say would be a baby. So all these things now we have to take it into consideration before we start any project. Maybe what get be there? Me say obehwe ne na catcher say sad day we to free one. It was all boss account to free. The space in Ukraine na enye no carry say e be a udua na bebre dodo we ye bia 70 and I say na be 1 acre so you have to make or don't catch say ni be kura otutu be free mu
yeah
so the expert is there he's onya the results no and then ni de na ebo ko e wo hu of saying yeah we follow and we do and we make corrections so Over total loss. Now we just some loss. No, I had given you that to be better because the Kubero, see what how many years the Kubeti we see
80. It depended type of kube no.
into idea no
80, 90.
beginning 1 year na or so correcting or not then it with generational. Take that loss and fix it well. Because I know and yet would be I just say bro be a couple of months no work. About be sure forever and ever and definitely what would be I say won't be a Kubena will be wage out. I didn't be 80 years. There will be another 20 years. Yeah, you have to be 100 years. And how many people need 100 years for that? So all these things we have to take into consideration. I understand say a hard say be a but maybe there maybe every maybe and you have to get the root cause analysis out there to make sure say at the end of you know also from Sunday because
Oh, it's true. And was what they be because say I feel me share the year krana me am to say me share just experience kakra manya free Mr. Samuel Hona. I think say we no se me kai de Mr. Hodo kire me na we no ebe or they say dwarfs no but dwarfs na no suru kesi say eno na entire mama ntimi hu no na dwarfs no ka say epesi a ntimi ope ena wo hwe nwura yi a ewase na anka wo say cover crops ema asase na anka enwura ni ntimi no asase no ntimi vapor too much no ni nyina ase ya shibisa wo say me enhye da nye green me nim so wo nim ya adwena
maybe and I make it say maybe share video and as a picture where I mean in-depth knowledge about practices a cohort.
yeah
So you now yeah no na what ba say ne e be a say na because can make me put in the questions to see independent knowledge about the warrior. Na freda but say independent ni ho da me the questions na me just want to me dey to say e be a ohun ye and I mean okay if you could do since I be say the video no e be jela na could be
yeah
so we are admonishing themselves look and sana over the could be no follow the good practices no any name okay you know and go you be saying that 2 years later 3 years later down the line now also the aba say me could be I say let me follow the no do the right steps to make sure say at least prevention is better than cure. Avoidance sometimes, you know, and then those will help you because if you don't say if you don't show you could be a year the power for say material. So we have to get into it and know. But it's a case study, you know. You know, to me, yes, Juma Boka, addition, but they expensive addition. The boy thing, go Boka, and I would try amount for to be a winning winner. Yeah. As to say, where you say, most of my yes, now go into this project, find the better way to make yourself at the end of you know, who in the oven, who in the planner, who before morning the old bit in the guide. Now, you know, as I started, you know, I have heard it say, I dissuading people back with you. We learn from different angles and so many people that we put together, that we go forward. So yeah, you can be support for ban on my backstory kakrank be good there.
Mr. Ferris.
Yes, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, so who will be cancel ebusuan for mpacho me de link na atum. Se who hana se utie na se what do you kube ni bia ubetima my little update about the udua no se the name city e. Ena wo a won hwe Mr. Samuel Hodo interview na ene ye no. Mr. Osepo hwe what chere bi bia about kube from A to Z. How what me share ni the ase. Any baby odi akodro This is one who say interview no. And you fully recommend and say by the ubekwa ne subscribe. Say the beya unlusu videos to no any stories yeba no. Na de bia no be well updated. Your Facebook page so and also so idea de bia no ye di dwa so kese ankasa because ye dey say better say be di ehudwa. Nti me da base me mo akwa base ne no first time de be share so asia. Mr. Verge, bacho kafra.
Yo, such as no problem. Yeah, sir, na Mr. Mendo can social picture na. Unless any panel or but to me explain what is going on. But Bianca Samisha picture na utum say maintenance wise, you know, and shut down koye papa. So on maintaining kubeno. Adibias one share suya ya openunya. Into no me zoom kakra na me share the way I could be nankasa no nebo bia city na utum say farmer no he is not taking care of the coconut plant. So into no that might be one of the reason why into onya the benefit of it no. It's say I've said uncle oh yeah a lot of pruning. We share the dry or friend branches now. Sometimes you have to go there and make sure say we pull in out we clean here say fine. So then you be in from other fast say disease be attacking on that to me grow fine. Now say we share so zoom ye na say we share soil na so utum say I am very hardy. I to say a lot of traffic is going on. Profit hope and to say assassinate I am very compact. So that might be one reason to plant into me and survive it. Because soil nankasano, I am very, very compact. Compact sana in situa, remember, into me and kwasa cinema. To bon say sunafo, but inside they are very dry. So into the observe farmer no that area very well. Na se wo hwe plant na kasa obongu sai say ngura efu ekoso. So there are a lot of things utum say this farmer is not doing right. Na se wo hwe ni ye pa so the spacing wasn't right. O should be back no now should be near front no kwa. Utum say very very close. Into the branches are intertwining. So they are crossing each other. Sana omunya enough space to grow well. At least you want to make sure say you get about 8 by 8 meters if you are using the square method. So if you are using the triangular method now we share about 7.5 to about 7.5 meters. So the farmer is actually not doing something right on the farm because planting in a shit we shouldn't be the case. So so you susuna enter so also making sure say or providing some form of irrigation and as an irrigation corana some form of mulching able to me conserve moisture around the plant but the way I farm now and there is something going on. So make sure video now there is something major going on we really we can't say what exactly it is. It be a land itself. It be a land and can say yeah. So into now Mr. Menu can say be and you have to make sure say the land is right for the work. So the land is right. It be a very acidic. It be one check pH in the cry. So it be so one year any amendment be and improve with the structure of the soil. Into no do call ya no could be so you feel that a better fine. That be a sort of was now making sure so what prepare land in a very conducive level able to me I am a plant and it grow fine. But to be frank, from what I'm seeing, the video that you are showing, it just shows that something is really, really, really wrong with the whole farming system this farmer is practicing.
And your farm kitwanzo. It's my chain
Eso pa.
you know.
Now come back to you. Now they will check you.
Eso pa.
Eso because me share na yina because nipa no try when channel and you at me share na yina profile na mu pa because maybe the other one na call.
Yeah, because so many practices are among for follow every year farming, no. Every just a cake, try and error. They just go and do it just for doing sake, But we are at the stage we have to get things right before we embark on any project,
Right.
And to me, because kind of see, it's kind of what saying. I don't know a big run at the initial stage, how by day our father near my 1 year. It can be so many. Even assassin or so toy, so we see, so yeah, then we don't all so many things. They definitely Sikaku, now there would be also okay for this year's and what harvest not a good stage winner. May say they are then so what we want to now start at the new year on the right move. I think it's better, and you'll be surprised people are still practicing same old when it comes to cassava and the same thing. And I'm a bro more and I'm say because you're into a boy since you are the answer. So and then to me fine experts. Yes, kind of would say yes, kind of cry no be more. And yes, we be our one or bit my be 100%. So would you be a good answer? You can do it. It's a more so more the ma de na wo because you am so yeah
Me kai we de me ntwa no I think say last yeah COVID time and enya call bi say obi to ne coconut farm. Now that time na me ni experience bi na me ni wan bia. Na yeah say okay na 5 plot. No, I think no 6 plot na total ni 6 plot coconut. Nti ye busa say ade nti no woton. Na sata no so na so ton no say wa fi no wadua na enyansoi but wo pese o ya de foforo. Nti no pesika e no woton. Nti ye na soma a obi se onko no hwehwe obi onim saa ele mu no hwehwe asase no. Okoe no so no e abuo mu o chese wanua no ba bia anua nkasa se ho no abuo asase ni mu. E asa anua no ai abesia bi saa nti odua no enke osanka sabre aso but wahwa enso nti na opeso o te so opeso oton no nti na so ke say dey
na oton na oton na ka wo di ide onu no aso no o be plan wo di ide
o no kan no kure no
okay
o kan no kure na kire na to be frankly ni tell say nipa na suma no na ni wo form enye sa dia anka ekoto
ka mo so go to
yekotoy you so obi de kube na nyini na kasa be so nko ade a wo betu be twese bia obenya abotre na aso ma after 1 year bi at the end obi na obi fra na to no twetwe kube na ede egu yeah iti isa ade ye kan na afi na be si majum se sa ade no Mr. Samuel kan no se wa wo to asase na bi obenya enka hwehwe ne kira kwan.
I mean, what I'll tell people, especially they say, oh, yeah, just say 2 acres view or 10 acres view or sometimes no for say over suma nipa no akɔhwɛ asase no ba nipa no ade na wo de asase no bɛyɛ no expertise bɛn na ɔwɔ mu. So it's better say obenya obi a ɔyɛ expert wɔ field na ade na wopɛ sɛ woyɛ no. Ebi a Toland no de abedua koko, Toland no de abedua timber, and I say Toland no de abedua cassava, and now livestock, poultry farm. Find somebody a over field now person who you know. No mumu ko asase ne ma and asase ne wie ordinary if you are physically or observe asase no who be betimi aya. No as a expert I bet test this say I don't know require say I dey be or so. Ya test soil na ma Obi Rashi told Bibia. It's too good to be true.
True.
So, yes. Obi Rashi to Adia Gidia. Now, so first the price is too right, and you know, the only two Marvels is Sana when you do for the way you for. One guy there at the book. Because if you have to be a very rocky place, a born out to mean to a born and find it, Papa. And also want to mean the idea of not be as I said now for the again I'll be over. If you are to mean I want to mean that. Then what do you do? What will be how no photo. So buying the land itself, you need somebody obeying I'll be quite no expect so I'm an observe land number to make sure say the old brother any land is suitable for what you're about to do. Don't just be a Mr. Obey a country say you be view if you into what be the better platform so now who say me 4 acres, me 2 acres is so good, when you buy house on as I could settle back now still what that that every day and I Ghana for me say Ghana for me say who do diligence bear na we hear you be a fire free experience and you ma fire no you can't be better can at the end but you expensive and they can't you now take your time and for your mistake and for we brand a cup for we brand a baby be containers 4, 3, 2, and then you need room, you see, at the end of kind, you get into it to make sure say it's right before we take the step. That doesn't mean say you ain't taking risk, but it has to be a calculated risk. Don't just take any risk, because you know taking risks are nothing more. Over that opening question penny when you mean Jack was so, which is not good. So advice I cry say, oh wow, so be added to it too. Business. That's it.
Yeah. I think say me guso me chat say me nya misapran for say be a network in the stable na sinye stable dia na say. Hey. But it was your first say them see kind of ma me de la link na to say wo such a ye experience bi fa wa dia kubeni bi na wanya sa experience ni bi ana say wa hye bi ase na opese wo share ho knowledge bi a wanya no wo mu a na oma wodi abana oma yaswate na asema ye kan na me ka say ne no first time so be share so subscribe my na like video no na say eye woni gi a share ma foforo so ye so many videos kube yasa asemi no ye ne Mr. Samuel Hodo mensa akasa dada na ono no de metima ka say ono de the best so far expert me mehia no kube mu a okasa no to say yeah onim de oyede oye nti bo a unhwe sa video no in real life here but more than some kokko sa video no me ma hwe no 3 or 4 times because of say asem no kan utum say yeah say obi a watimi di kube na duru ba bi no how many people now or mo dua kube won zemaili em ho but still na omo hu niam bi and they know what they atra nti say who outside kwana person ko Ghana me my advice is say ko hwe ni result no ne ko tra ho for 2 days na wakoma nyojo enye say me ka na won kwa akọ me duru fie a eho me ko je ho the 3 days bi na ma relax na ma me akrokro me nti no wo afa na be ko fie na so wako fie a ko hwe me ho do mensa e kira kwan hwehwe me kira kwan me de ne number be ma wo ko na ko visit no ni hotel no na wani beche wadi kube ene ye na bi odi ko no so no e kese nko a na ade kakra me pese me be ka no se ono no kube no odua na wanka se odua ton ko keke ni nsuo keke e ne dua na ya na aba no kwa waya to the sense say odi kube na ba ye tourist enti me ni obi ye no yeso so no kube na ye pese ku ibi no e die ne da ye ni so se pese de be ye moma ye fese entra ende because se opese wodi wo ko di one plot na de kube na one plot no e die na nyame adoma da ache no pese odi ye dwere ni nyina ho se de no panika no nesiki advice of free in the opening ho me Mr. Samuel ho do mesa na beboa na ade ba ko ene koi no ebia na wadwere wa so na meye ho meheda aye ho special video afa ho wonim se kube by the time goes on ne bo be dia ye wonim sa if you say weather change na aba no si ye ko winter mu a te awia na hamata no hwe wia se de sibo yensuo ensusun nsem no galamse enti no nsuo nsem na sa ye isa enti se open sukom pa sukom do na open supa no mo na se wo ni problem se se akotra wiem acha ne ya kube nsuo na we de obepe and say nutritious because unum yeso awsa didi you know na you know enti jamia doma every year bi kube bo no be de be kosoro enti enkase ene wo boka akofre mi Samuel amana be hwe wasase na nsa na wato asase ne kura no na waba be hwe amoma guys abodua na wo boka enye ka because from here to next year to come no kube no nto no says Ghana bio ebe ko ni mu
Right. So then you can be one thing is Kubenu ye project I wouldn't say a long-term project. It's the Udian there. There was 2025. But they say 2030. And if you have started, I harvest.
yeah
And I will harvest as well. And they'll be caught into the future. If the idea of obeying for a long term, Sadi, now but training you know, maybe bought a more let's say me the Indiana boy, me change plans be more easy for me because India meet me here. And right now, if you grant me, me my example, in me inside me pen and kasa no. Say the message say, baby a mama no better than kola better no. Me in fact that do an a bo idu anim. Me the screw and me my drill screw. If the person be changing format na, and once masa use screwdriver na, two screws na no. No me yin yan.
yeah
Oko dua kube a ade me be si ho so say obi mu. Ma me kan sa. So say we be free sa.
yeah
Enti mo ti bi change no senia metu ebi anye ya metu asi ha. Enti nya good plan. Never senia assassinate. The layout of the land, the design ye, Media no send your space to be more. Yeah, it was a call into Kubibi, I was a way to be on. Why yet, no way to have permanent. Because look, I just say, Bura, I think the Albika. If you have brothers a man to liar, next year, metal line to make cat number the year. Ube idea would be a menace after ball. So take your time to do it well and do it proper. So, any long term product be a would be a piano. So, what's the year? Nyasasini, we've already talked about that. And we can, because we don't want to see these pictures and videos and whatever brain all the time. If you see a movie here and it's same crime, you say, oh, brother, where you are, and it's PA. I am a town put the general green, I come and say, send away, no, yes, you are dear free more. So, once we are correcting some of our mistakes, no, we should also encourage, say, oh, yeah, not to what, no, you send here, so that we bet me just see idea, the try there. I'm going to be able to say, yes. Nearby you show has say any experts now invite to Momo Baha, a bit tried in Inano. The farm must have the answer. A deal was the coin food. Because, so take your time and do it proper. And and we will learn from it.
Yo, open name that's it. Mr.
Yes,
Bamford,
sir.
but what mean ka?
Yes, I'm at home. Come.
Yo, akwaba.
Yeah, Joe.
Openi, wodi ya man ko fo atranse a chentino, yen sembre no. Me pese wodi ye fa problem a no ntino e ma yesi so se opese ye kasa fa ho na obia enyanti ase e wo de course na yesua bibi kakra so every mu. Ntino mejala na mana wakasa.
Okay. Senior Medasi. Madam Mr. Felix and so as a Mr. Felix Michel. Wakasa bebree na me wa chira me tie no YouTube. Na ensem ni nyina waka. Na ade wa kwa ya me hu ne se yen blacks no se ye bibia. Ade a most of the time nipa no obetumi akwa start ade no ade no start ne ye but unprepared.
I corrected
Because
them. Corrected them. Yeah, blacks. Corrected them. Corrected that statement. Now, what to ask.
No, correcting the saying.
And then blacks. Nipa.
Any person.
Okay. Any nipa with
Thank
us
you.
open. So say person could be more. You cannot just stand up one day now can say will be a makoti we will have who I just want to go and start. I thought that if you have also be as starting say be a year, are planning be a very best 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. This also was started at the end of ya ben no be some and you 50 year. Until before say a very dream say be a so could be problems here, yeah, but it's here the screen so it's pathetic because always said there could be a you say infant so what phone in and say phone I see a dear then I'll be what say resources, what say sika, what say no more be so as I say Uncle Sacran so the before for an uncle for so a day also. Enti men say no the Mr. Felix kind no born a tougher among. You will never be a person who go into coconut farming. You need to consider all those things before say enter into coconut farming. You will you can say or climate we pattern said yet here or soil could be require say a bit to me a year or so. Sustainability practices and nneɛma a wɔde bɛgu ɔkwan mu a kube no ebetumi ayɛ kube a ɛso bɛba mfaso ama ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa mfasodeɛ a ɛwɔ kube mu wowie a ɛkwan a wɔbɛfa so kube no wobɛhwɛ ne yie na watumi ahwɛ ama na ayɛ dɛ ɛnyi ne yie intervals a wobɛdua no kwan a bɛfa so a wobɛkan sɛ yɛkan sɛ pruning and shaping wobɛpruni anaa wobɛshape afei nyarewa bɛn na ɛtumi atake kube na ɛduru sɛ yɛte nso so koraa anaasɛ ɛduru te a kwan bɛn na yɛbɛfa so a yɛte no ɛmu nsɛm te sɛ sɛ kube mepɛ sɛ meyɛ a in terms of value addition processing ɛne saa nneɛma no ɛno nso dɛn na aside sɛ bi a yɛredi ne mu no anaasɛ yɛde kɔyɛ anwa no mɛtumi de kube ayɛ na afei wabɛn nkɔfoɔ ɔmo nso ayɛ bi a ɔmo nso ha ɛwɔ success stories a ɔmo nso so atumi ayɛ de atumi aboɔ ɔmo. So these are some of the factors. So be person or enter into coconut farming. A advisable say, "We seek for sanu money." You cannot just stand up and then say, "Me person could be fool because me ten and rabbit and something." No, to me, and yen sign a money a day, a money ye. Now, your bar to say climate dear, yeah, climate dear, climate dear. Kube pensuo pa nti ɛyɛ sɛ yɛ baabi a nsuo ɛtɔ yie na awia nso so ɛyɛ afei sustainable practices no ɛkwan bɛyɛ na abɛfa so na Mr. Felix ɛka asɛm bi which was very crucial last bi na mɛka asɛm bi kyerɛ Mr. Charles nsuo mu koraa yɛsi dan ɛma no yɛ yie ɛna ɔsɛ ɛnam sɛ ɛneɛ asase biara ni hɔ a yɛdua so kube a ɛnyi yie na mmom ɛgye nneɛma bi ansa na wobɛtumi ayɛ dɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ saa deɛ no amana ayɛ dɛ amana ayɛ yie bɛkae sɛ me ne wadi nkɔmmɔ bi sa ɔno sɛ obi bɛka sɛ ɛdi a meha nsuo wɔ hɔ bebree wodua kube no nyɛ na Mr. Felix kyerɛ adeɛ bi sɛ wobɛtumi a ayɛ moldings bi ne adeɛ wɔ mu a ɛbɛtumi adrani nsuo no ama nsuo no so ate na watumi ayɛ de adua wɔ so ne nyinaa yɛ some of the sustainable practices a wobɛtumi ayɛ de wobɛtumi ayɛ the fact sɛ kube pɛ nsuo no nso nkyerɛ sɛ kube nso pɛ nsuo mmorosoɔ daabi kube mpɛ nsuo mmorosoɔ sɛ boro so a ɛnyini ɛntumi ɛnyini da afei
Oh no. Mr. Bamford. Ayeka. Was your fault, Mumenya, and Botrena, Yeveshe, Yebesa, and Yana Bakia.
mbacha ɔmotemenka
No, the okay piano echo of
okay
you know.
yo enti sɛ ɛba no sɛ yɛka no sɛ the required soil nso so a the required soil a yɛde dua kube no the pH level no should be 5.0 to 8.0 ne nyinaa ɛsɛ ɔyɛ dɛ wohwɛ saa nneɛma no ɛna afei ne care and maintenance nso hwɛ baabi a wowɔ no bushfire wɔ hɔ ɛmfa nso akɔdua kube wɔ baabi te sɛ agogo na wonnim sɛ bi ahogya hyehye wɔ hɔ na wakɔdua kube no deɛ wakɔ akɔdua nansi ɛnua baako isa my life kitchen obi ahye ne kube fuo nyinaa ɛwɔ bi yes enti sɛ ɛkɔkɔba sɛ wonim sɛ baabi a wokɔ no biribi saa wɔ hɔ a then ɛdɛn na wobɛyɛ ɛde afɔm kɔ adeɛ baako pɛɛ sɛ wohwɛ kube firi mu paa yɛ ɛgya hyeɛ nso so afei in any way ɛnni kwan sɛ woma kwan ɛma nwura a wakɔdua kube no ɛwɔ mu no ɛboro so afei meekɔdua me population density no sɛn na ɛyɛ sɛ acre contain na me planting interval nso sɛn ɛna ɛyɛ sɛ ɛyɛ na Mr. Felix ɛkyerɛkyerɛ ne nyinaa ɛyɛ yɛka no sɛ 7.5 meters to 8 meters na deɛ tie nie sɛ wokɔ akɔdua a yɛde wei no ato hɔ deɛ ɛyɛ deɛ yɛde ato hɔ yɛ 7 to 7.5 meters ɛno na ɛbɛkyerɛ wo population density na mmom the kind of variety a wokɔ akɔdua no kube no ebi nsa wowa ebi nsa yɛ ntiantia enti kwan bɛn na wobɛfa so a wobɛ space no o ambition sɛ okay me kube no eduru baabi a medua lo going to green farm medua mango safam metumi adua ade bi akube no mom bɛyɛ tenten akyɛn no anaasɛ medua koko afam sɛ deɛ na mo kan ɛno saa no kwan bɛɛ na ɛsɛ wɔfa so a ɔyɛ de udua kube no saa nneɛma no nyinaa no nkohu sɛ obi adua koko afa ne kube mu nti wo sɔre ya wo nso oba abɛdua wo deɛ no o planting interval no udua ne sɛn
MTN for
What's that?
we can say Ashasi, Tamana, Yashi program, I see last year, and a net yes, I've made an anchor, you cry.
About what you can.
There be a very tune, Gadecasa. There be no drone of Shasi people. Said no. So we
Alright.
take Mr. Mancasa because Okasaguqua, Miss Row.
Okay. O deɛ no o planting interval no udua ne sɛn na nipa no odua koko afa aseɛ no ɔno nso odua ne sɛn wo deɛ no wo hyɛ ase wo deɛ no wo hyɛ aseɛ no na wo ambition bi sɛ obedua koko afa aseɛ anaasɛ ne nim na mmom ko hu sɛ obi ayɛ no ɛna woyɛ wadwen sɛ wo nso wo ba abɛyɛ bi me ma bɔ ma dwen pɔ sɛ me kubefu a yɛ a meyɛ biem medua mangos afam minim kwanye sɛ mede kube no fa so na years dodo sɛ kura na kube ni di a ɛyɛ sɛ medua depending on variety a medua because kube bi wɔ bɛdi 5 years na ayɛ tenten kakra kube bi wɔ bɛdi 5 years na da so tare fam nti sɛ mem kodua a mede yɛfa mu 3 years after na sɛ wo nso kodua wo deɛ 3 years after na sɛ kube ni kube a na pɔso wo anaasɛ timi yɛ atenten a wogidi sɛ koko ne ma mehyɛ kube no so deɛ ana mango na mehyɛ kube no so deɛ all those are things that say you factor out and sana you be could be more head ya come. Ya mami could be a disease here we a seed-borne disease. A year from the source, a seed-borne disease. Na send ye tini. One says so.
Okay.
Oh, as some Mr. Pamford can instead of say seed-borne disease. So yeah, you know, very true because Osha field now almost every friend the coconut plant piano is suffering from something.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you know, so we a farmer. The best thing now is Uber cost certified nursery. So homono they have taken their time to treat the seedlings in a way ever prevent diseases now. You know, you don't just go to anybody at all. You have to go to we have research centers so they have really rigorously treated the disease. You will not have that problem because wakoto say disease in after so many years and I shall say so we'll lose a lot of money. And you know, in the beginning, make sure say you are starting very well. Yes, I would say disease maybe an
Mr. Felix,
you know.
But how much you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Pamford, but you're telling Kasa, so Kasa.
I'm sorry to cut.
But how much you
Me bacha Kasa, me.
Okay. But you debi ya kasa plant at the same pepe. Said your plant team, sa na nipa tie. Hwɛ. So obi wɔ sickle cell obi wɔ sickle cell. Nese sika ne fie hɔ. Ya yebetumi ama no nneɛma bi yebetumi aboa no ama na tena se akyɛ kakra. Anaasɛ onim ne ho sɛ wɔ sickle cell. Ya ɔbɛhwɛ ne ho yie wɔ nneɛma bi ho a. Sɛ nipa no yɛ den ondi mboro 30 years da. Okwabro so kura 32 obeko. Saa na disease a ewo plant mu nso so etie. Say disease no wo plant ni mu a yewo some number of years a ya edia disease no ebeyi ne ho adi amuhu sene ade ne ede etie ankasa. It's just like unborn baby or your embryo no oko fetus no after ni awo no oba be baby for some days from the birth no oba be baby. Saa na plant nso te a pass through all those stages answer. So and it's a way say initially no na onimu a enke ye treatable. Se na onimu a enke ye treatable. Ananse ohun se eba no nka the best thing to do and say obe remove saa coconut na astarte saa de nyina na wonim ade baako menam na toda na mehu se nkofo aye nursery mitimi hwe dim si yi nti we nkofo obeto akodua o because me do na coconut na disease a ne nkora abremu na mehu ya mehu because I was sign bi a show kyerɛw but one hwa aya bi se ofa say kube na obegye ya odi kodua ya kube na oba ya na tesɛn sometimes on ubeko coconut farm bi mu ubu say nursery na nkasa ejina ho no there are some brown spots bi ewo you can say leaves no emu. It tells you say the coconut is diseased. That brown spot on American sometimes a spot in kete, but it's just like an inch of my finger ano, like let's say an inch. You won't say sa spot on na yede edidem afi open see, but you won't say ahaban bi o ho a nkendru say ahaba ena kubenes required ni kwan say na ahaban bi wu nursery so ko na nursery ho na hu say na ahaban bi atoto people chow those plants no
Isabelo, na we say no, ye de fort no ko share the odua o nursery na say ye ekoto ani ni.
people chow the etienne say last time na me kan sim bi kire say me tese yesi aban di ade bi abakora me mpe because of enuoma bi a ya me ne extension officers no esan ye no mate ani mehu say aban be ya ade a last time the godfather kan sim bi o say the politician person be ye bibi ne say ye pen ena eso ode ba de omanfo no person unhu say pen na ho apae kora etwa so ode ye de ode ba mi hu say pen no ka so ode be ba ode pen na ye de aba miwa e bia na de de be tworo
Yeah, ye betima to aso ye twen say obeba no. Mr. Francis so man 1 point over.
I said no one I can say preparation towards project be out here be anyone know how in the Bema and only you seek the experts and one and all can sometimes and because they seek experts near the sometimes reasonable to near say if it's me be a bunch obiet to the bunch or bunch man or and over our security experts and our bunch man the Diana.
There
Along the line na
Zabava
bunch yeah, you see more. Okay, Baba, go ahead.
That's
Good.
open kapra.
Nti sɛdeɛ ɔfama no meda ase sɛdeɛ na meka no pen no ɔde baayɛ koraa bi a deɛ yɛde twerɛ koraa no ink no ebi nim but ɔhyɛ ɛbɔ so ɔde pen bɛbɛ nti ɔde pen na yɛ dɛ ɔde pen na ba na wei remind me yɛkɔ aban de project bi baayɛ that PFG no yɛkɔ kɔgye cabbage seeds nti mibisa extension officers ne sɛ criteria bɛn ɛna ɔmo faa so a ɔmo de cabbage ne baayɛ ɔsɛ yɛ deɛ yɛnim yɛwɔ hɔ a ne hu sɛ cabbage na ba ɛna m sɛ na mo ɛna mo anya koduro a mo kyɛm akuafoɔ ɛna ɔsɛ ɛna m sɛ na mo test ahwɛ ɔmo sɛ they only tested the germination and the germination was good me de saa cabbage ne to hɔ for some time susu
No.
okay but what menka
To aso.
good esusu sɛ akuafoɔ no bɛdua na ɔmo de report aba ansa na magyina so ayɛ medeɛ because ɔmo ka kyerɛ me sɛ akuafoɔ de very good report na ɛyɛ dɛ ɛna bae na m sɛ okay because dua cabbage ne wie no cabbage ne bɔ a na sɛ ɛyɛ cabbage bi yɛfrɛ no Copenhagen ɛte sɛ metwɛdeɛ na ɛɛpae na sɛ nyankopɔn abuo a me ne sɛ mebɔ m'adwempɔ sɛ no let me plant a small size na me reserve seed ne bi na me nhwɛ adeɛ if not let's say a dry season enka me irrigation ɛbɔ ka gu kwa nti me san kɔ hɔ biem ɛna bi sɛ ɔmo sɛ den nti na ɔmo nim sɛ adeɛ ne nyɛ na ɔmo agyedie me akuafoɔ asɛm ɔmo ka kyerɛ me ne sɛ ɔmo deɛ sa in case aban de biribi ba a ɔhwɛ deɛ obetumi supply adeɛ no in quantity they don't look at the quality I'm say wow
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it show change also. Sabavo.
Well, asɛm a ɔka so no yes you ever heard it say as a business person wokɔ adeɛ deɛ yɛka nyinaa ne sɛ me no woyɛ obi a wokɔ ɛyɛ investment na woyɛ nti adeɛ a aban de ma deɛ mfuo ni nto so you know freebie no ne politics no ne nkurɔfoɔ no ɔyɛ na ɔde atwerɛ number sɛ meyɛ biribi sei but ɛnyɛ wo yiedie na ɔpɛ
Yeah.
ɛyɛ wo yiedie na ɔpɛ ɔbɛwɔ ahɔta ade pa ɛna ɔde bɛyɛ na ɔmo kɔɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ ɔmo nam IMF ɔmo kɔ World Bank ɔmo deɛ ɛdeɛ paa na ɔmo de abrɛ mu akuafoɔ yɛ deɛ wo so yɛ business person a akɔgye wei bi akɔ plant you know and say ukoko kura wa udi aya wo yɛ kura no tɔ ne sɛn ɛna ɔno na deɛ a ɔde ba ɛbɛma wo sɛ odua nti no ɛno deɛ you know we ɛna ɔka na examples na ɔde ama yɛn but me deɛ yɛ advice sɛ sɛ wode ticket kɔ akɔhyɛ baabi a nneɛma bi sɛ bi you adwene firi so you know and ade a yɛka no sɛ bebree nso ayɛ yɛdi aburo ɔba na
Sabavo.
yes sir
Okay, bacho to aso. Open your mouth.
medase estabane medase oh enti deɛ meka nyinaa ne sɛ sɛdeɛ na ɔfama no ka no ɛhɔ a na nka me belande sɛ adeɛ bi a woyɛ no is like your life you have to take the responsibility upon yourself ɛmfa wo yiedie ɛnkɔ nkɔhyɛ obi nsɛm ɛmfa wo hyɛbrɛ ɛnkɔ nkɔhyɛ obi nsɛm ɛmfa wo daakye ɛnkɔ nkɔhyɛ obi nsɛm because saa deɛ no woyɛ a ɛyɛ one sɛ wo take risk deɛ but ɛyɛ wabrabɔ na wɔyɛ dɛ wɔhyehyɛ kɔ no na wadua adeɛ ansa wobɛhu sɛ 4 years na adeɛ no nya do you know how much has go into that and wei sɛ wɔantwa saa kube wei angu a ɛbɛdane host kube no deɛ aka nyinaa yɛɛyɛ from other source no saa disease wei will be transferred to that place me call offenso tepa maban agric director na obunso and waba pension no be due could be no one problem no be catch so minimum bi ane mehwemo senior me koko dru ho no na me hu se man no ne problem no eye nneoma bi a onnim wo ho na ema wo ntimi solve ye hwe esiesie bibia within a period of 6 months to a year na saa nneoma no eto atwa ena o ma me ba akọ ho wo ofin so no ono so ono that time ono so be director ye call ye no ne nursery no saa problem we bia starting kete and other ones no they are growing very well me do na catch and say wunnim ne esa wo ye one we esusa so the affected leaves ni nyina twetwe ni nyina na hye amane nka fu no kura hye wo hye wi a me kire ni nuro de bebobo e na oye de oye saa de no afei de yare na timi no pa no me mane approach ni nyina I think that was 2018 me mane approach ni nyina ene yesan eye refilling eye de esan man esan edeman and they are all doing well. Enti saa nneoma we mu say nyina say
Yeah, I'm say yentimi
me da say
yeah.
Good. Saa nneoma we nyina say odi usika be hyemu a enhwe eka a wo bebo se wo be say obi nkonkohwe ma wo. Because yes, yemu binom no sabio say yeduru afu mu a yeni nko yadwene nko de wo di wani etuatua ho na ehwe no yen yehwe firi yadwen mu na yeni ne process ko yadwen mu ne ye de yadwene ahwe ne yesusu de
I think say
okay.
I think say Mr. Babo
Yes sir.
Koso o de koso me ha de
me land this is here nti ye de yadwene na ehwe ne hu de esi and two Mr. Felix will bear witness with me say obia oye aggregator agronomist agriculture extension officer or whatever we need near oil when we go to your field we communicate with the plant ye ne communicate ye hu ade a eha no na ye hu ade etwa so wo ye sabro ye nso a ye kokohwehwe obi a wonya sa problem ni bi da anase the esie twemu pen ade ne betimi ama sa ne na ba then we provide you solutions with that. Enti ye platform you so there no one should fall into such snare. No, because that is why you set up the agriculture platform, the SOS, and then SOS YouTube as well. At the same time, you sign another YouTube channel, and also you did church. At the current year, you see, say problems are baby a trim, because of sending him the old form, and I need him agriculture home. When me started agriculture, I was 17 years. Me started farming, me Canada. I was 17 years, and at 21 years, and I'm best started study agriculture. Now, problems are in I am part you robbing that con chere university into agriculture, sika or but challenges and so. So to help solve those challenges, no, that is why all those platforms are there. Ya man say, be a sebio, ya want to tell of a man to us is ye be a pow, but also a veteran. Mr. Felix say be a pa, and so waba. Nina ye dientia. And so had ya, who say any panel cry dear, who new coins sound from so we, and answer side we, a bit me to that. The biarada, Medimano Bessiha, Mamantem, Medamasi.
yo nyese wa mantem unfortunately nanka ye pension ka o di shasia nanka Mr. Felix abeba boa because say Mr. Felix ye busy krabat at the same time no problem CDC koye no so no eye Mr. Mano agya ne bibia or ye ede aba beta echire also so by na what me are stable no also the odi aba yeah my name what do ye nuru 2 hours so be ya enye too much heavy ma obi a ohwe na me pese me twi nyina adwene ba de na Mr. Mano ne Mr. Ferris ne Mr. Pamford aka no na wa wonhwe ye ne Mr. Samuel Hodomensa video no kokohwe na wohwe wi na hwe video wi na nye ye ne beka kire a convince se ko ne ko pasase na asase na akopɛ no kohwe bibia ehia e wo de wo tse wo de ye se wo kube na akodua na hwe se enema e wo ho no eye ene ne da pepepe se nye san so a frɛ die wonimu bo kakakra better so be boss aka no na obenya the good source no because ahwe kube na wahwe kube what do so me how many times na be the kube ase easy o easy na what do kube ase na fe be duru sa be na we say ya afuna be ko be yakoto Seedling no say one ne kokko eyi maybe na what try so be ube dey ube save 1,000 bi o and 1,000 no ade wa ba sa eka yi mu ti Mr. Ferris no Mr. Ferris said yeah okay yeah
Mr. Felix Unia.
yeah waba okay do de kafra meaning so why busy but we de kafra na kan be say ye running no app because and them the link ne to na am say ebusuafo pese omutie nti obi a pese obeba feed na obe kire wona me say na me pese nke obi a wadua bi so be kire ne die na yehu ha we sitie ne nyama na me sere busuafo say wa na first time na be share so subscribe my why ne like no enye bibia and now no video ya ya kasafa emre ho no hoda ma be see die na YouTube kire me say dudu na ehwe SOS but omo subscribe into one YouTube na mushroom video na se no ena senior ba ko comment here was ma hwe wa afena video ya dey again audio video ya again me subscribe into Mr. Wada minim say o reason why I want person subscribe but Mr. say so enya secretary bi just say be ya was obi wo ha unfortunately wo hu say wo less numbers na we invite no kro na say nya na kono so beba say be ye dey afo mpenimfo be betimi aba nti mun subscribe my why e da wase Mr. Ferris me pacho ye running app na ye ma opening so ntimi nko jina ho me na watransia abre because o share juma say na wasada be we so beto aso
Yo, yeah, that's it. Mr. Pamford, I guess our church match it. No canina so that na kwem pepe. Waka sande na chese wa boni na tofa. But kakrebia me de beka ho. Say coconut production no a long-term investment. So it is uyo bia o pesika sisia dia na open intentem dia it's not a good venture for you because it may take time back. So you have to really sit down na oshe the direction o pese o ko ansan wa enter. And yes, I know one share na along the line na we give it up. So because a long term even with the dwarf ones na hybrid ones in Ukraine by 4 years and son was say even it is estimated say 4 years now o shall say atino na fe na air banka and shed and doors be out intino ebe pan ho be 5-7 years and sana ebe shed super and sana we ho profit intino e also tna ho na wa assess your direction very well say if that is where you want to go. So who prepare say could basically intino make oye BCC it is going to take a very long time and so I realize it some profit. And keep in mind, all that 7 years and I said 5 years now, you'll still be maintaining it. So it's not be maintaining no fertilizer, no labor, no weed control, and those kind of things. Yes, kind of the bed then, or the best money now. So, keep in mind when you are considering some of these things. Say, obey BB the account fine. So, intercropping probably maybe not recommended, but say, another field be na so baby be can generate money as quickly as possible. Now they cover non expenses now. I think say but it is profitable, but it requires patience. Yeah, that's it.
Yo, it has Mr. First, you mean sure name bre and Odoni and the or the beer so ye. Mr. Corbett, only ebusian for muti in our ya, your babson, senior woony, barbena. Yes, more mutimi comment on the metima bobo munina with the Franesta, Rich, Ojidi, Mr. Kesapo. Madam Grace, you mean sure. Munyina se Akuba, Mr. Jacob, yeda munyina mase wo emre mode edi asay ya mode tie na boss KB, you mean sure. Yeah, pese could be a case of Kube untino boa ho. Na yeda munyina mase nyamisha munyina beto koso asa munya odona munhwe SOS. Videos no be beba. Because the best is yet to come. Why? Montoswana, sustain ye. Idru bia ye nya maho de ne temu se mo ye maho de no hona e ma ko enim kase. Na wase. Mr. Pavot, kakra bia be kasa na we anam the man opinion na say ediasi. Why?
Okay. Mr. Case upon had ya any memento on claim. And soon started say 2 years and patch on Nesri na ready befa. Why? Na kakra na me pese me de ka ho ne say Mr. Felix can be coconut production no more. No the grunty awokom. Is it for commercial purpose? Say for commercial purpose, and answer for generational tenor on the kind of coconut ubidua. And yes, I would see coconut nature is a coconut beer now could be a be lifespan 8 year. A be lifespan ewa. A be we do peak level. Peak level nka yesa nka ma coconut no that time no na saa de ne yede ekofom afi ye pest and disease management nso ye ma ye ne nko ho and afi ukodua intercropping me ye madwen say last I think last Monday me ye madwen say nka me de beto your WhatsApp platform no so wo wudua kube sei bia ya udua body wo mo ye bia dua body wo because per what we are seeing now awia na ebon so enioma sesa awia no timi bo a nsuo to awia no timi bo a lemo bibi te se banche menkan ade bi ebo ofom bia no eye heavy feeder saa nuoma no enua no wase afi odio bi te se bi akekaduro ene ade a last week coconut bi wo atmanwa biaja one of the towns na nipa ne coconut no enyinyini a coconut ni jina na haban nyina awelte. The reason behind this, Udua kikadru wase, and after 2 years, no, ne root, no, a spread was as no, more na wutu akikadru, more than any root, no, so we are there, utitim. Enti bibi te se banche ne nneoma e ball from the enua bi wo mu kra na emum nneoma ye fa no wosoro ya wo fa wo sen ja the residue e wo asase ne so no. Those are the things say de yehwe na ye and I ni SIR4 nso so edinsa woso for coconut seedlings because quantity eba me so no mintimi provide so se koba se wo hia bia wo betimi contact me ye bema the good seedlings wobedua ma yehu botayenti a wode dua obi wo ho a wanyini opele short term say at least say so 15 years krama me am okay ibehu ko be ebedua mo Obi wɔ nso so a ɔyɛ aberante a na ababaawa te sɛ mete ha yi. Mepɛ no sɛ kube no mete so kyɛ. Yɛwɔ the type of coconut a ibedua ɛde ayɛ dɛ ɛde ama wo. Nti wo a wonni me contact no, wohu Mr. Charles a wobɛtumi anya me contact ɔno wabɛfa no deɛ last year tɔn ɛna ɔte hɔ no. Nti wohia bi a wobɛtumi ayɛ dɛ wobɛtumi aba na yɛaboa wo ama wo nso nsa atumi aka bi na ɔkyena owie ne yi a ato yɛ nua baa yi saa owie ne no ebi anyɛ dɛ ankɔ ankɔto wo nso. Nti mede ma no bɛsi ha meda mo ase.
Yo, obani yenso da so nyame nhyira wo. Na yempase ma ye pe mu na onso kasa wi na ese ye de besi ya. Meto me nsa frɛ mo sɛ me yira fi kura ye ne rich mart aye interview akasa fa meat pie ne pastries kyese hey mo ahuntie ekotie because business opportunity bo ebia na wo ho ode betimi ene na ko partnership so ade no media mentimi bi osnye ne manyina na metimi ebia na wo betimi kokohwe video no ede ya idea bi weba ye ma me bi comment o video na so say afi de my confused because enyima program bi ade ba bia no interest se be se mkoye bi eti wisra kokohwe video no why it was it obeni mpache manenko.
Okay, boss. You be there, about process and be go you dim senior madam in the product, senior stars here, the both 90 or the code here, and the practices are all here on the farm, and they are near, but you who say, young person, they are so on the better, so we have to make corrections and learn as the year go. But I mean, one thing I may kind of say, no matter what projects are we beyond, when you crops like this, I didn't ever cocoa, a bit for coconut, a bit for abe. Those are long-term projects. And the ones are all immediate, and I say immediate and intermediate projects are way, So be away, bro. We say, that. If you get a land that is suitable for anything a year longer period, you can do it along the whole year now. So maybe say me upon life span 8 years. But me my boy me filled for 8 years. We do it with a short time. It'll be a 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, no. Into me, some year could be I'll find a land that is suitable for Kubedum because one less than mission free, Mr. Ayono was not to intercrop Kube. It is a big lesson, and may o intercrop no find 1 acre where there are 2 acres where there o intercrop no with what? And again I'll be near free because Pesa Kubenu for a long-term period. That should be the best amount was I would call retirement money. So I think you can find a land either on a commercial level or on a small scale level, 2 to 10 acres, small level, 100 acres. Now why you the year? What would say in the years when you was aware the way? So we make feel the baby, so Jane, the way be now we come. And eventually, I think it's a better them. I won't take the chance not to intercrop it that at the BB about. So I'll play because it's a long-term project, so I'll play it on the safer side on that one. They have a short-term project, Metima Gambo Kakrao. But idea me per se that should be a code and be a beshare I'll take my time on that and just let that one ride on its own. So that you can do your intercropping fine, but personally, I don't see the reason why I would do that. Say 1 acre and be Kubero 75 pieces in the cost, 80 in the cost. Why would I gonna intercrop something in it? It doesn't make sense. It's good, but it doesn't make sense. I'll just do it as such. My man, no. Not the person, the idea of a person, you can't want a short term harvest. Find a place for it, and that one will be a short-term thing for me that I will do, and I'll concentrate on this time. So yeah, come projects I in ano. Maybe one thing I make and you may say, "Nyahunim dear." One can say "Nyahunim dear." At the same time, before you embark on any project, piano, find the experts in the field. Then you starting on the right note, because I did here. You better starting on the right note than say correcting mistakes along the way. Starting on the right foot, it gives you leverage. I look at the joy, any energy, bro, way to that field. Yeah. He said, "Oh, now correct mistakes. So you buy you will see the person and Obia Kaba Burkina Faso. Wabano or put to Niema and or starting Niema fresh for them. A Hodiona, it will take them a long way. Ghana age cranny money to two cranny. You buy ye and I old on the SR painting. You boom good yes for near painting. But then I yet finan the Janona. Ya repackage, and then the Ghana in. So we don't see ourselves moving forward. We are Jina baby Jina can way a home kitchen no more trying moko. Minim too much and any problem. You are not ready to sit down and say, I made a mistake. In fact, into me, you near chance you have been a fufro. Bro, fuck a see, means any that to be 80. It's 100% true. Uniska was me feeding Kola. I feel school ground which is Kola and they are marking at B school. You were 3 times, you're 40. Dear way. That means we'll lack common sense. We don't have it. And we think we are there. You don't have it. And they almost a Black Star Chef 5-0. Against Chad. At almost refuse Ghana teams a bobo Ghana honor or local players. No teams need to be a professional player. You have 400 CDs a month.
Wow.
Obi free GFA. The players no more 400 CDs a month. May be all farm or farm labor. You 3 times what a player or be a bobo a chain or Ghana. You do get them is Equiano scanning. Equiano side Nipano scanning. Only where the net they can't be awesome or the my family rant in this area. I wish I for a barbecue at the end of it so without be asked some team so the had it at this young one open say your band and be a brass on that you back door there. Yeah, boys here. Yeah, you are.
If I link it into
Which that's it.
yeah, very sure. I said that. I was here for next video, no. Share my next video na in inkomo. Yeah, bebrebe. Dudu obi enswa. Kono bi. Samen school be no kwa no ekebe ya yewie na kokohwe. Na eti neme bi aso. Why? Kebe ya kokohwe na eti neme bi ase. Ti edamasi. Nyame nhira mu nyina. Ede besia.